Hello movie lovers, welcome to another interesting review. This video is going to blow your mind. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode. Today we are going to review the movie 9.
Prophecy says the Grand Witch will reign eternally and empower the supernatural world.
The film is produced by Silver Lining Entertainment. It is directed by Attoh and executive produced by Angela White. If you feel you love movies, if you feel you like movies, check this movie out and you'll thank me later.
You're still going out to meet him. I am scared for you.
Lauren, you don't have to be scared for me. I'm sorry.
The film was premiered last Friday, 29th of November at the Silverbird Cinemas. The film is still in cinemas from now to the end of December and probably till the end of January. You still have a chance to see the film if you haven't. Because the film is still in cinemas, I'm not going to give you much of the storyline. I will leave some details out. But then, in terms of storyline, the film comes in two sides.
The body of a university student was discovered in the forest earlier today. She had some symbols carved into her skin.
The exact same mark.
The film's introduction gives us a series of murders happening in Ghana. And it turned out one of the victims is the daughter of a US-based detective, which is played by Damian Smith. So the forensic expert who is in charge of investigating these murders, which was played by Rosemary Zinu, invites Damian to join her in Ghana to help solve these mysterious killings.
Yeah. What do you got for me?
I'm gonna send you some information.
That Britney's killer is definitely still here.
How soon do you think you can get to Ghana?
Ghana?
So in the course of their investigation, they come to realize that this is not just mere killings, but then there's some form of spiritual connection to it. And that is the first part of the story. The other part of the story is a spiritual battle between a father and his son. The father being Ajay Tianan and the son played by Attoh. The son feels devalued, he's not really appreciated by his father, and then he decides to get married to a witch, played by Juliet Ibrahim, so that at least he can multiply his power and also the two of them can attain immortality.
The prophecy says the Grand Witch will reign eternally.
Did you see anything?
Since his father isn't in support of the marriage, he casts a spell on the witch and then she loses her power and begins to age. Now it is up to Attoh, the husband, to help save his wife. In order to do that, he needed to make a sacrifice of 30 virgins to save his wife and also for the two of them to attain immortality.
She now needs the pure blood of 30 virgins not of this land by the night of the blue moon to complete it.
If you think I've said a lot with regards to the story, this is just a tip of the iceberg. The movie 9 is packed with a very rich storyline, and if you watch the film, you're going to get the details of every aspect I have talked about so far.
The dark forces are never to be underestimated.
The film's screenplay will hook you from start to finish because the introduction of the film plus the series of murders and the killings happening will keep you glued to the screen, wondering what is actually causing these murders. Even though the storyline is logical, it is very difficult to follow. If you get distracted a little bit, you may miss a point because the film requires your full attention, glued to the screen, and then you get to understand every series of events happening.
How many have there been?
28 to date.
The story has its own uniqueness and twist. It is a fantasy thriller, but it has its own African ancient addition to it. Since we don't do much of that genre in Africa, it makes it unique and it sets it apart from most of the movies produced here. If you check out the way they wrote the film, you can follow up with the character developments in the film. And then everyone watching the film at some point connected with it, wishing that they don't succeed with their sacrifices. That is how good the film is because it brought everyone closer to the characters in the film. At some point in the cinema, at least from the cinema hall I was watching from, everyone was clapping. And honestly, most of the actors carried their roles very well. And if you are talking about the direction of the film, I think the director did very well. I mean, with the help of other crew members. Because if we were given the script to read, you may not get that nostalgia feeling it comes with. But then with the director's idea, you can actually tell that, okay, this scene has a director's input.
The body of a university student was discovered in the forest earlier today. She had some symbols carved into her skin.
Exact same mark.
This is pretty ancient.
Because his directing style for this particular film gave it a very good narrative, and it was able to evoke emotion and fear. For me to watch a film and have some form of fear, I mean, the thing was moving. That's what I want to tell you. And the fact is, I started clapping before I realized I'm clapping. That is the effect the film was able to have on me.
And as common with the witchcraft practitioners, fierce warriors, powerful guardians, healers.
In terms of cinematography, the crew that worked on this project, at least from what we know from Ghana, Nigeria and all that, I think they have given us one of the best projects from Africa.
I mean, we know the suspect's relationship with Eloni, but how are Brittany and the other victims connected to that?
Their camera angles, their camera shots were very good and professional. Very cinematic shots. The lighting was good, both interior scenes and exterior scenes, and the colors were super consistent. It tells you that whoever graded the film knows exactly what he's doing. You don't get to see a bright close-up and a dim medium shot, or a bright medium shot and then the close-up will be a little bit... No, the colors were very uniform.
She was with him the night she died. Why didn't you tell me that you saw Eloni the night she died? No, she stormed out and I ran after her.
As I watched the film, I could only appreciate the work they've done. The soundtrack, the dialogue, the sound effects were very good. The sound effects, actually with the visual effects, were perfect. Because the editing is top-notch. Whoever edited this film is a professional who knows exactly what he's doing or she's doing. The editing added a whole lot of flair to the film and it made it more natural. Even though there are a whole lot of visual effects in the film, you still see them as like a normal thing happening. It was that good. And as I keep on watching, I tend to feel that, okay, maybe these crew members are not really from Africa, or perhaps they're not really from Ghana. Not that Ghanaian people or perhaps Africans can't do that, but it is highly unlikely it was that good. The job has that Hollywood flair. You know, just watch the film. It's still in cinemas now to, I think, the end of December or maybe January. Watch it and let me know your opinions in the comment section. If you have seen the film also, please let me know what you think about the film in the comment section.
The prophecy says the Grand Witch will reign eternally.
Did you see anything?
What about the detective you brought in? Does he suspect anything?
I've watched over 300 African films just this year, Hollywood in Cameroon. But I will tell you that 9 makes it one of my top 5 movies. The truth is, I would wish you check it out and then you see it for yourself. Because maybe you think I'm praising the work. It is good. I'll tell you. And then one other thing I would like to talk about is the stunt and the action in the film. God. You see, like I said, the people working on the film, the crew members, the brains behind the film, know exactly what they are doing. Pascal Aka was the stunt coordinator in this film. He trained them with the actions and all that, and it was very good. Pascal Aka is a good director himself, and so putting the directing idea plus the stunt coordinating and all that, it came out very well. It's not as if it's an African action film, so you just hear the punch before the sound will come. No, there's like real thing happening. What we see in Hollywood and we appreciate, that's exactly what I'm watching here.
To be underestimated.
If you check out the last show fight of Rosemary and Chris Attoh, they fought from night to the next morning. The transition there was perfect. The actions there were very good. And you can tell the visual effects that's happening when they throw their powers and all that. This is a very good film. This film, I think this is one of the films that we can boast of as Ghanaians, we can boast of as Africans, we can compete with this film. If you haven't seen it, maybe you think I'm just talking too much. But watch the movie 9 and come and tell me if whatever I'm saying is a lie. It is still in cinemas at the Silverbird Cinemas. You can watch it within this December and you can still watch it in January, I think.
Yes, sir. Yes, we found another one.
The only thing I would say is that I feel the trailer of the film didn't market the film well. Because watching the film in the cinemas, I saw so many great scenes that qualified to be in the trailer that I didn't see. The trailer is good at first glance, but when you watch the film, then you know that, okay, trailer ne yon crowd. If you watch the main event, if you watch the main film, you appreciate the work. Thank you so much for watching today's video. My name is Steve Nader Jr. The movie I just spoke about is titled 9. Thank you to the director, thank you to the producer, and thank you to every crew member who contributed to the success of this project. Please like this video, share this video, let me know your opinions in the comment section, and I will see you in our next video.